Hey boys, welcome back to some more Don Bradman Cricket 17 player showcases here. And as you see, we got Glenn Maxwell. For some reason, I don't know why his team is there, Namibia. But as you see, it's a pretty darn good likeness. The face itself, I think, is like spot on. I think maybe the hair color, I think the color could be changed a bit, but overall, like pretty much everything about it is perfect. Maybe just the hair color could be a little darker, but yeah, it's an extremely good likeness. It's created by Raj. Once again, one of the very, very talented guys on the game. But yeah, it's like I said before, it had the team there as Namibia. I'm not exactly sure why he put, like, I didn't put that. But I guess you get to have a little glimpse of like the kits there. I don't know if that's like the proper Namibia kit or anything, but he must have just put it in there for some reason. Yeah, we're having a bit of a bat. I think this is Trent Bridge. I think that's what I selected. I just downloaded a bunch of stadiums. We can't get too much of a look at it, but a decent look at this end of the field. But Glenn Maxwell, it's a pretty fitting person to do it on. I saw someone commented, and I thought it was a pretty decent player to choose here. Actually, I have noticed that the shoes he's wearing, he must have changed his shoes. I think they look like someone who has made them. I don't know if they're like proper branded or anything. I can't tell, but they're definitely different than the stock standard. So that gives you a bit of an indication. I still I haven't worked out how to put like the actual bats and use them in the practice. I'll have to have just a look and see if I can work that out. But I would like to showcase the bats while playing. But nonetheless, it's all good. But Glenn Maxwell not playing in the ODIs. Obviously, the ODI series is now finished. Australia just destroying New Zealand. I gotta say, like, New Zealand, I really wasn't a fan of their team, really. Especially, like, their bowlers are decent, but their batting, I really not a fan of. You know, pretty much Guptill and Williamson. If those two, and the problem is, like, those two can go decent or even good and still get destroyed. Like, those two need to go amazing. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a tough ask. They don't have any depth. Don't fucking tell Ian Smith that though. Like, he apparently thinks they have incredible depth. He probably thinks to himself he is a excellent batter as well. Fucking Ian Smith there. I don't know what are people like. You know, I've got my commentators that I hate. I hate Nicholas. I don't really like Michael Clark. Usually, you know, the Australian commentators I think are all pretty good, apart from those two I mentioned. But Ian Smith, dude, do people like Ian Smith? I've gotta know. Do people like Ian Smith? I find him very obnoxious, but that's just me. But back to Glenn Maxwell, I like Healy said. I think it was Healy in the game, in the third game. He said that, or one of them said that Glenn Maxwell is in the best side for Australia. Like, if they're picking their best side, Glenn Maxwell is in it. I do totally agree with that. I mean, for God's sake, he was Australia's one-day player of the year last year. It's crazy, but obviously he had that little stoush with Matthew Wade. That might not have been the only reason he was not selected, but he brought up a good point. And he didn't really want to say it, but he was saying other people were saying it. Maxwell opening. And I personally think that would be an excellent idea. I think Aaron Finch is one of the most overrated players to ever play the game, in all honesty. Again, people might like Aaron Finch, and that's cool if you do. I think he is incredibly overrated. You know, he's got the odd decent score on like incredible batting wickets. But if the ball is doing anything or the pitch is slightly in the bowler's favor, he gets out just cheaply every time. And I think Glenn Maxwell opening with David Warner, you know, definitely hit or miss. As we pummel that is a huge hit. But definitely hit or miss. But man, that would be good. And just having his fielding, having his bowling, you know, having those little darting off spinners like Travis Head, just showcased again tonight. That one's even bigger. That's out of the park. But Travis Head showcased it again tonight. Just you know, those little darting off spinners, they're difficult to score off. Like the T20s have showcased all these just average spin bowlers or part-timers, and they do well. But I would, because I was thinking about who would you drop, because obviously it would be out of like Faulkner, Travis Head, and Marsh, I guess. I would personally like, the only one out of those three, I guess, would be Mitch Marsh, because Travis Head has really stepped up. His batting has been pretty darn good, and his bowling has been a big asset. Mitch Marsh definitely, he's going backwards. Obviously, he got that incredible knock in the second game, but I think out of those three, Faulkner, Marsh, and Head, you would have to say Marsh would get dropped if it was out of those three. But I personally think Finch should get dropped and put... Yeah, I would love to see Maxwell have a go at the top of the order. I mean, maybe he couldn't handle it. I don't know. Like, I doubt he's played many games opening, and maybe against the brand new ball he would fail miserably, but I think it would be a decent idea to have a look at. But yeah, that's this video done and dusted. Just a little look at Glenn Maxwell talking a bit of nonsense about real cricket, but we finish off with a big one right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leaving in the comments who you want me to do next and that sort of stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.